things I learned the most with was in the beginning of the course with learning about the intrusive thoughts and how they're not really your thoughts. They're more just words said in your head pretty much, and not letting those intrusive thoughts take over and kind of make you spiral. So I've been really working on that and realizing it's not me making me spiral. It could just be other things. So it's not really myself doing that to my own self. I've also have been slowing down and staying more in the present. I mean, even in the workplace, like I just noticed like different relationships forming and different people working together, and it's really nice. So brought us girls closer together too. And we became a really good support group for each other too.
What I learned is to forgive, let go, and don't beat yourself up too much. And definitely the voice of wisdom wins more than the voice of judgment.
I would say my biggest takeaway and the thing that I found the most important was kind of the whole no expectations. And I still feel like I've been trying to live true to that, because I feel like a lot of times I go into situations in my life, and not only in my life, but in my relationships, whether it be with family or a loved one, just trying not to have expectations about certain things and trying to go more so with the flow and try not to control a situation as much as possible. And then I also liked the whole voice of wisdom too. I feel like I need to listen to that a lot more than I do. But those, I think, were the two biggest things that I took away from this experience.
Biggest takeaways were probably the aspect of timing with everything, learning not to dwell on the past because it's called past for a reason and you can't change anything about it, and trying to ground myself in the present as much as I can and not stressing myself out about the future, because I can only really control what's happening in the present. I can't control anything that happened in the past self out as much as I do. And then going off of that sort of with the no expectations, I feel like if I don't have any expectations about what the future should look like and what it needs to look like, then I won't be as stressed. I mean, we were literally talking about it at lunch today, my timeline in life is I want to have 4 kids or 3 kids by the time I'm 30, and then I'm going to have this job and I'm going to live here and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. So I feel like just letting go of those expectations and living in the present, and what Jesse said, not letting those intrusive thoughts and the voice that's not really your voice control your life, because you are the ultimate being that controls everything that goes on in your life, and changing the perspective of how you look at things. Even if it's the most negative thing possible, there has to be one positive thing that you can pull from that. So it's just all about what you choose to look at and how you look at it versus what other people are telling you to think, or how your old self would perceive that situation. So lots of things that I definitely still have to work on, but I feel like if I'm able to recognize all of those things, then it should be, I'm headed in the right direction versus just blindly walking through life expecting things to change if I'm unaware or not actively trying to change them.
The big things for me have been the concept of be here now and no expectations. So what I had written when you prompted us is that this class has increased my self-esteem and self-awareness more than any therapist has. I've been to lots of therapists to try and understand my self-esteem and self-worth issues. And I realized through this class that it has more to do with expectations others have put on me and I've put on myself. So, and I feel that your ability as a teacher to unpack the societal labels and misconceptions that have blocked my creativity has paved the way for my authentic self to come to the surface. I am able to be more fully present with the be here now piece, and aware of the labels and expectations that have kept me from truly loving and respecting other people. I can be more at peace now, and I feel less anxious about the future and more able to control my mind through the tools I learned in this class.